Ready? One, two, three, go.
Welcome back to the channel, and we hope you enjoyed the last session that we had for you and found it informative. If you didn't watch the previous live that we just ended with, make sure to check out the videos and the playlist on our channel and go through them, since Capgemini is currently conducting their examinations in a lot of colleges, and we are expecting a few more companies to come in, and there are a lot of things that are going on basically for the 2023 batch specifically. So if you missed the previous session, make sure to check out the recent videos. Also, let us know in the chat below if I am completely audible and visible to you guys, so that we can start the session. And we have Nrup Sinha with us today on the channel, and Nrup Sinha will be sharing his interview experience and basically sharing his journey as to how he got placed at Capgemini. So this is going to be a very, very informative and important session, all for all those who are, preparing for Capgemini, or who will be appearing for interviews for Capgemini or assessments for Capgemini in the near future. So make sure that you guys stick to the very end and have a look at the session. Please confirm in the chat below if we are completely audible and visible, so that we can proceed with the session. All right, so waiting for you guys to confirm in the chat and waiting for the team to confirm in the chat as well if we are completely audible and visible, so that we can start the session. Okay, so Rohit has confirmed with a yes. Can a few more people please write down yes in the chat? Okay, okay. So we are getting a lot of yeses now. I think we can start the session now, Nrup. So would you like to say hi to the audience and tell them something about yourself?
Yeah, hello everyone. Thank you, Prepinsta and Shivangi, for giving me this opportunity to share my experience on the interview of Capgemini. My name is Nrup Sinha Prasmitan Kale. I am from Solapur, Maharashtra. Currently, I am pursuing a bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering from GSPM Narratechnical Campus, Pune. And uh, I am very humbled that I have given this opportunity to share my experience to all the upcoming students who are applying for Capgemini exam.
All right, all right. Welcome to the channel. We are delighted to have you here. And I hope this video serves as motivation to even those who are from the mechanical background and are preparing for MNCs. But guys, we said we heard you, and we know you've been wanting this session, and you've asked for it on various social media platforms of Prep Insta. So we hope you are going to enjoy this session, as well as people who are already from the tech background. You will also find this very helpful. So let's start with this particular session now, So first of all, could you let the audience know which batch are you graduating at, and which batch pass out are you?
I am still graduating. I will graduate in 2023.
Okay. So, Nrup is a 2023 batch graduate, and he has already gotten, a placement at Capgemini. So, is this an on-campus placement or an off-campus placement? Can you give us some insight?
Yeah, it was an on-campus placement.
All right. And
The
how
college,
did you get updates for it?
a college TPO guided us, and he
Hmm.
posted the information of all the drives on a group. And
Okay.
similarly, he put the message of Capgemini in a WhatsApp.
Okay, and that's how you basically
Yeah,
applied for
absolutely.
Capgemini. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. And all right, so how did the application procedure go? Like, were you asked to submit any particular details, or anything that anybody who will be soon appearing for Capgemini's examination or maybe applying to it in the near future might be mindful of?
Yeah, firstly, you have to create an account on Superset,
Mm-hmm.
uh, which is a portal for a Capgemini registration.
Yeah.
And on that, we have to fill all the details: a name, address, and current what past graduations, current graduations,
Mm-hmm.
of last previous standards,
Yeah.
current SGPA of engineering graduation, and the
Mm-hmm.
year of graduation, and any past intensive experiences or projects, and we have to upload a resume, and we have to
Yeah.
apply for the job role.
Also, that is a very important thing because Cognizant, correct me if I'm wrong, Nurav, but Cognizant conducts their hirings via Superset. So you need to have a Superset
Capgemini,
account. I'm very sorry,
Capgemini.
Capgemini, but Cognizant is also one of them, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So even for Capgemini, and I believe, guys, if you do not have a Superset account, please create one. Keep it up to date. That is very important. And most of the times, you're not allowed to edit some details to be constant and can be entered just once. So be very sure of the information that you are using there, and keep in mind that if you're not allowed to edit it in future, at least you are entering all the details, and out of all those, your year of graduation, college name, your own name are one of the very important details. So make sure that that is correct and up to date when you're creating an account or Superset. If you come across any problems, make sure to DM us. Our team can help you. Or if you've watched any of our live sessions, you must know that we already explained the entire process in the video itself. So you can refer to that also. All right. So Nirup, you created an account there. You applied for Capgemini, and then you must have gotten your test scheduled, right? Okay.
On 1st September, I had my test. Day before yesterday, I received a mail for it at 9 a.m. I had
Mhm.
the test morning,
Okay.
and it was of approximately 2.5 hours.
Okay,
And
okay.
after,
So you received the mail if a day before. So
day
on
before,
30th or 31st of August, you received the mail, right?
yeah,
Okay, that your test was on first. So you were given just 2 days ka window for your test. To, inform just 2 days prior. Okay. And when did you apply for it?
on 23rd August, 23rd, 24th August.
Okay, so within a week you got your test scheduled as well, right? Okay, okay, that is great. So it all of that. It seemed like all of that happened in a very short notice. How did you prepare for Capgemini?
Yes, basically, I had very less time for preparation.
Mm-hmm.
I had joined Prep Insta Prime in last month, only in July month. And
Okay.
so, as the time was very less, so I started watching some important videos through the Capgemini placement section, and I
Mm-hmm.
started preparing for it for aptitude, English, and all the other things which were required for the exam.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Okay.
as the time was very less, I
Hmm.
used to go to the description link, and I used to only read the theory part of the topics, which uh,
Acha,
which
acha.
which should
Okay.
I, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
And
that is totally understandable because you just applied for it, and within a week you got the test date
yeah,
also.
the
So very
procedure
quick.
of
Yeah.
Capgemini was very fast. After the
Yeah,
exam,
yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
in one
Okay.
week, I got the result also after giving all
Mhm.
the interviews, the other assessments, the coding exam. It was very fast, and I was not expecting that much fast thing. So,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That's very fast. It's hardly 7 days. Within 7 days, you got the test mail, and you were just given 2 days before your test was actually scheduled to even know
yeah,
that you will be having the test on first. So I hope people watching are listening to this, and this could be a possibility for other companies also. You never know when when the hiring opens up. It could take up 15 days also. For some companies, there have been instances in off campus. Mostly in off campus, I've heard that they've filled up the forms and maybe they haven't received the test link, or it has taken up to a month. But in Nurup's case, as you heard, it happened within a week. So, it is very, very important that you take your preparation seriously and you have already started it and you're not relying on the last moment, because what can you do in the last 2 days, right? That's so, so difficult, especially when you come down to things like coding. That's very, very difficult. You need to have time in hand for that. All right. So, this was about that you received your test, dates, and everything happened really fast. So, how did your assessment go, and what were the difficulties that you faced, or maybe what were the things that you found easy in your assessment?
The assessment contained three sections. The first section was on English questions. The
Mm-hmm.
second was pseudocode and IT fundamentals, and the third section was game-based aptitude. So the time was divided eventually for the three sessions, and we cannot skip anything. So we have to complete the one session in that time, and after that only we are going to able to see the next section.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
first section was English section, which contained 30 questions for 30 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
and it was elimination round. So if you cleared the first round, then only you are going to see the next round. So in that we had simple English questions like basic grammar, paragraphs, and we have
Yeah.
to just read and answer those questions. And
All right.
after that, in pseudocode, there were 25 questions, and there it contained two sections: IT fundamentals and pseudocode. The pseudocode, 25 questions were there of pseudocode, and 15 questions of IT fundamental. 40 questions
All
for
right.
40 minutes. So if you clear that round, you will able to get to know about the next round.
All right.
And
Okay.
that,
Okay.
yeah, after that we had a game based aptitude. That round was very difficult because it was very uh, difficult to see, because normal aptitude exams that we have questions and we can solve it, but this round was little bit difficult. It had many puzzles and
Mm-hmm.
uh, some puzzles, and I don't remember it now because that.
That's totally fine. That's totally fine. Also, let me know if you remember, and I hope I'm correct when I say this, that Capgemini's game-based rounds are adaptive in nature. So the
Yeah.
questions keep getting tougher as you
Yes,
proceed to the
it
next
had
one, right?
levels. Yeah, it
Yeah.
had levels from level 1 to level 20. There were in game based aptitude also. I think there were three to four sections.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember the name, as I said,
Yeah, yeah,
but
that's totally fine. Yeah.
there were some questions like there were various dots on the screen for
Mm-hmm.
memory understanding, and it will pop up the dots, like one dot, second dot, third dot on the screen, and it will give a puzzle in between. And if we solve the puzzle, it will again show the dots on the screen, next
Mm-hmm.
four, three, four dots, and at the last of the question, it will tell us to mark the dots on the screen, which it had stored in the previous puzzles. So it was very difficult and irritating for us to memorize that dots.
Yeah, that is the thing about game-based,
Yeah,
aptitude round. That is tough, and but
yeah,
it's also a good thing. Like if you are preparing really well for it, it's not going to bother you that much. You will basically be used to, if you've practiced it a few times, you will basically be used to the entire method and how the test is gonna go. So again, that comes down to the preparation part, right?
yes, yes.
Okay. So, that said, what do you think was the most challenging part of the assessment for you to prepare, as well as to, when you actually gave the examination, which round do you think was the most difficult, or maybe which part of the exam was most difficult for you?
The pseudocode round was the most difficult because the English round was very easy. And if you cleared the English round, the pseudocode round was there. And the pseudocode questions were also difficult, and
Hmm.
it had many IT fundamental questions related to DBMS and SQL, and many of the candidates get rejected in that part only.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Also,
The
given
most
that you are from the mechanical side, you're not exactly from the tech side, so this would have been a little more difficult for you as compared to anybody who's from the IT domain. It must have been a little more difficult for you, right?
Yeah, yeah. So after clearing that only we can go to the another section.
Yeah. All right. So, that was about the test, and I think we have covered every part of the test. So, it was on 1st September that your assessment happened, right?
Yeah.
And how
Was
many days did it take you to, receive the results for it?
Yeah, on the next day, on the 2nd of September, I got the mail that for the second assessment for the coding
Okay.
round.
Mm-hmm.
So those students who had scored good marks in the first assessment test, were promoted to the second round, and
Okay.
those who have less marks but have cleared the examination, and they were separated by a different section. So
All
on
right.
the yeah on 2nd of September, I received the mail for coding round, and on 3rd of September, I had my coding exam at 1 p.m.
Okay, so you were, just you gave the test, next day you
Yeah,
received the result, and then the day after you had your coding test also.
yeah, it
So,
was very fast.
oh, and you applied on 23rd of August, right?
Yeah,
So within the span of 10 days, you applied for it, you gave two tests and got result from for the first one also, right?
yes, yes.
Okay, so that seems like it is very, it must have been a challenge for you to even prepare for it and, go for the entire examination and coding rounds and stuff, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, but I'm sure you did a good job there, and that's the reason why you landed up at Capgemini. So, how was your coding round? How did things go in the second assessment? Also, I just want to remind the users, that here we are referring to the on-campus placement, because Nirup got this placement offer on campus. So, this entire interview experience is mostly his experience with on-campus placements. However, we have included dashboard links in the description of the video, and the team is constantly sharing links in the chat as well. So, if you are preparing for off-campus placements, on-campus placements, any of them for any of the companies, be it Capgemini, Cognizant, recently a lot of companies have come up, and we are expecting Wipro to come for off-campus placements very, very soon for the 23 batch. So if you are, looking for information of any of these, how the pattern, syllabus, and everything rolls, just check out the link in the description. Head over to the, Capgemini's dashboard, or maybe any other company's dashboard. Just visit the website once, and maybe that would give you a good idea of how to start your preparations and what to expect in your examination. All right, so Nirup, let's continue. How did your second assessment go?
So the second assessment was coding round, and it contained two questions.
Mhm.
One question was for 2 marks, and the other question was for 3 marks. So the timing was approx 40 to 45 minutes were there for the. I don't remember the exact timing. More than 40 to 45 minutes were
Mhm.
there for the coding round. And
Okay.
if you are able to solve the test cases of the coding question, you will be selected for the next round.
All right, all right. And you were required to solve all of them, I suppose.
No, anyone, or
Okay.
if you didn't solve any question also, no. But
Mhm.
since you had scored good marks in the first assessment, because you have scored greater marks than first assessment, uh, uh, so if you didn't solve any questions, you will be given the first preferences for the students who scored less marks in the assessment.
Okay, so even if you do not really do the
Yeah,
second assessment well, you will be judged, and your first, marks from the first assessment will be taken into consideration.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
that is something new that I've heard, because even I have come and mostly talking about off-campus placements here. It is very important that you clear the coding round, and you do it good in that round. But I think you would also agree to this, that even if that is allowed, even if they mostly the second round was, didn't seem like an elimination round, but it is very important that when you're going for such profiles, and when you're preparing for IT placements, or placements in the IT sector, basically, you have good command on coding, and you have good knowledge in coding, because without that, it's going to be very, very difficult. And I'm sure Nirup is from the mechanical background, but he must have worked really hard to make sure that his coding skills shine in the assessments. And it's not just one company that he's applied to. I'm very sure that he has applied to other companies as well, and he's still preparing for other companies, which is a very good thing, given that he will be graduating the next year. So that is very important. I believe, Nirup, you would also agree that it is very important that people brush up their coding skills and prepare really well for the coding part, to make sure that they are not just taking care of one particular examination or one particular company, but you are taking care of your placement preparation in general, right? Be it any
yeah,
product based or service based company. So you should be preparing for all of them. And just because it's not an elimination round doesn't mean that you don't do, you don't attempt the questions. At least that would show that you have skills and you have knowledge. That is the reason why you have done, you solved it. So that is also very important, right?
yes, yes.
All right. So how did your test go? Like, how did your second test go?
I was able to solve the first question. I had cleared the test cases of the first question,
All
and
right.
I didn't get sufficient time for solving the next question. So I had only solved one question. Yeah,
So the total time allotted was 40 to 45 minutes
45
for the
minutes.
second test. All right.
Yes,
All right. And you were able to solve one of them successfully, right?
yes, yes.
Okay. And you know what happened next? Like, did you receive some result or something for the second test also?
Yeah, in 2 to 3 days, I received a mail
Okay.
that I have cleared the exam, cleared both
Mhm.
the assessment. I didn't receive the mail. The college TPO send an Excel sheet on the group.
Okay, okay, okay. And from
Uh,
there, you must have seen your result only.
yeah. In
Okay,
that sheet, my name was there, and my interview was scheduled
okay, okay. And when was your interview scheduled for?
on 7th of September, 7th of September, 2022.
Okay. Okay, so you got the interview for 7th of September also, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's very fast. Like everything just kept on happening one after another, right? And again, I just can't stop wondering that it happened so fast. And then if you would have started your preparations in July or maybe prior to that, you would have found it very difficult, as would have any student. Yeah, how can you just prepare for, apply for the company, prepare for it, prepare for both the rounds, prepare for the interview, all of that in just 10 to 12 days? That is very, very difficult, right? You need early preparations for that.
Yeah, and this whole process were there in the Ganpati week. All yes,
Okay.
Ganpati was also there. So
So, that would have been even more difficult for you because you would have wanted to celebrate also, right? And
yeah,
then study for your exam, placement exam also. That is very difficult. So, you received your interview link for 7th of September, and then how did your interview go and how did, things roll for that?
yes, and before interview, Capgemini has a communication assessment round,
Yeah, yeah. Mhm.
which is not which is a mandatory but not elementary. So I
Okay.
had given that round. It was on the same day only, on 3rd of September. So
Okay,
after that,
after your coding exam.
before the coding exam, the
Okay,
assessment.
okay. Okay, okay.
So on 7th of September, my interview was scheduled at
Mhm.
1 p.m. and it took a slight delay also because there were a lot of candidates from our college, so it
Okay.
got delayed. So in the interview was not that difficult. Just I had prepared everything which was there in my resume,
Mhm.
and I was ready to answer any questions which was asked on my resume.
Okay.
So the
So, like,
interview,
if
yeah.
you remember, can you share how many panelists were there in your interview? And was it a combined interview for TR and HR, or were there separate interviews for that?
Only one panelist was there. Only one interview was present, and I
Hmm.
had only given one round only. There was no second round.
Okay,
Uh,
okay,
yeah, the questions asked were from all technical, HR. Both questions were
okay,
asked by
okay.
only one interviewer.
So it was a TR plus HR round, right?
Yeah,
With only
yes,
one panelist in your
it was
interview.
one panel.
Okay, okay, okay. And if you remember, can you share what kind of questions were you asked? Like a few of them.
Yes, the first question was tell me about yourself, in
Hmm.
which I explained about me, my achievements or projects, internships, and the uh, second question was where were we from? So
Yeah.
about
Okay. Okay.
my family background, and he asked me about that. The
Mhm.
third question, would you like to relocate?
Yeah.
And yeah,
And that is a very important question, which most of the freshers do not understand. That if there is something that that is refraining you to relocate, then only say no. Otherwise, just say yes to it. Later on, when you join the company, when you get the opportunity, if it is required, you can obviously talk to the company and see if there are things that you can work out. And most of the times you will be given a choice of multiple locations, and your preference will also be considered. But please do not say no to this question. I can just tell you how many times the team has gotten such kind of DMs by a lot of our prepsters who wonder if they can say no to this particular question. Please don't talk to them. If there is a genuine problem, then obviously, otherwise please don't say no to that. So please continue, Nrup.
and the next question was why do you want to join Capgemini? So I just gave the answer that why I want to join Capgemini. After that, the interviewer started asking me few technical questions related to Python. 2 3 questions I don't remember now. It were very basics, very basic questions. One was on data abstraction. What is data abstraction and different types of different types of inheritance. Can you uh, say what are different types of inheritance? So I gave both the answers. After that, the interviewer asked me to give a brief about my projects.
Okay.
So I
Again,
gave
a
it.
very important thing, very important thing. And Nurup, I want you to explain kind of what kind of questions were you asked, and what was your project based on, and especially emphasize on how important was your project based questions in your interview, because this is a very underestimated thing. And I'm sure students have already heard it so much, even on our channel and even through our team, that it is very important that you first of all upskill yourself and have projects that you can showcase on and you have worked on yourself. Because if you ask questions on it, most of if I heard somebody sharing their views on it, and I thought it was very important that whenever a candidate enters into an interview and you say that you have worked on a project, the interviewer will not waste their time on xyz questions. They will mostly focus on your project. So if you have done it, first of all, make sure that you've done it yourself, so that if you're asked questions you can at least talk about it. And then also make sure that you know your project through and through, and you understand the importance of it, because a lot of stress is made even even in the interview rounds. A lot of stress is laid on your projects and projects itself. So Narup, can you please just add to it and share your views on how important projects are?
Yeah, the projects are very important, guys, because every engineering students learns 40 subjects, writes assignments, give exams, clear the university exam. But there should be something unique for which the company should hire you. The projects are the main thing which help us to get hired in in a company. So I had done three projects in my engineering, which was in first year I made a project on a face recognition attendance system in the lockdown. Uh, and now me and my team are working on a project, smart energy meter.
Okay.
That project, this project, my final year project, excited the interviewer, and he asked me the questions that what is my role in the project, uh, how did you solve the problem, and in how much duration will the project get ready. So I said that I explained my role, was my role in the project, what was the brief about the project, and it will get completed till before my graduation. And yeah.
Okay, okay. That's very good. That also, again highlighting that Nurup is from the mechanical side. So, if he has understood the importance of working and upskilling yourself and, working on projects, and then that is the result that he has gotten by, getting a placement as a 2023 graduate. Again, he's not from the 22 batch, he is from the 23 batch, and he has gotten this opportunity. So I believe a lot of students watching out there who are from the mechanical background can also, work hard and expect a job in the IT side, given that you work for it, right? So, Dhruv, while we are on the topic, are there any skills or, particular things that you have learned outside your, normal curriculum to make sure that you get a good job in the IT sector?
Yeah, in last 1 month, I started learning C++, and we had include machine learning and artificial intelligence in our core curriculum only, in our engineering curriculum.
Okay.
So I was a bit excited about that. I started learning about that, and these were the things in which I had interest, and
Okay.
started learning it from Prep Insta only.
Okay. Okay. That's a very good thing. I hope we were able to help you out there. So you
Yeah,
must have also gotten a certificate for it, right? When you
yeah,
completed the languages, and you must have gotten an
yes,
NLT certificate.
yes.
So, did you include that in your resume?
Yeah, I had include the nano degrees of C and machine learning and AI course in my resume.
All right. So, again, stressing upon it to the people who are watching. If you work on any language or any skill, please make sure that you get a certification from it. Let's say you have visited Star's website and you are a user, you have completed any of the courses from there. Please get your certificate issued from our team. We will review your performance, issue your certificate, and make sure to use that certificate in your interview, attach it to your resume, so that you cannot just write that you have knowledge of something. You actually have a proof that you have invested your time and put in effort to learn something, and then you've gotten a certificate for your efforts. So make sure that you know about this, and if you don't, please DM our team. If you are a Previnsta Prime user, we would love to help you out with other information as well. All right. So, that being said, I think, that was all about your interview. Were there any important things maybe that we must have missed out somewhere?
No, no, we have
All right.
covered everything. Yeah.
All right. So, once you, how long was your interview duration? Like, for how many minutes did it go on?
10 to 15 minutes. It was a very short interview. Just
Okay.
one by one, he started asking question. I gave the
Mhm.
answer. And because candidates were many, so the
Yeah,
time duration
exactly.
was less.
Exactly. It's not, they cannot invest more than that in a single interview. And that is the, basic duration of interviews where you have mass recruitment. 10 to 15 minutes is a good interview time. There have been instances where people have not been able to answer and their interviews have ended very, very soon. So, you did good there, I believe. So,
Yeah.
you had your interview on 7th of September, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. And when did you receive the result for it?
Uh, uh, within a week, within a week, I think I don't remember. Uh,
Okay, so approximately 6 to 7 days,
yeah, yeah.
somewhere near that.
More than that only. I think more than that only.
Okay, okay, okay. So,
Yeah.
still in the month of September only, right?
Yeah,
It
in
is
month of
28th
September.
today.
Yes.
Okay. So, again, people who are watching, Nrup applied on 23rd of August, got his first test for scheduled for 1st September, then again on 3rd September, where he had the communication round as well as the coding round. Then he also got an interview scheduled for 7th of September, and he got the result for the interview in the month of September itself, saying that he has been shortlisted for the company. I believe, Nirup, you're just waiting for the offer letter, right? And obviously to be graduate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So, that is a very motivating and good thing to hear because, I hope people watching in below in the chat can also, just comment down and appreciate Niro for his hard work and sincerity that being a 2023 graduate, he already has one offer in hand. Also, prior to this session, Rup and I had a talk, and Rup told me that he also applied for TCS NQT and he has given interviews for TCS Ninja also. He has still not received any updates from there, but he has appeared for the interview for TCS Ninja also. He has already cleared the assessment for it. And I'm very sure Nurup will also be, still be preparing for other companies. Basically, product-based companies will be now coming in. So I hope and I expect that Nurup will also start his preparations for that. And he's a smart guy. I think he must have already started his preparations. As should any other 2023 graduate, should be doing as of now. We should be, this is a very crucial time for you guys, and you can take a lot of advantage of it given that you start your preparations. You make sure that now that there is just no time to waste. As in Nurup's case, it wouldn't have been possible for him had he not prepared earlier. If he would have relied on just preparing for the exam the last 7 days, there were no 7 days to begin with. He just applied for it, got the link, got the assessment schedule in 4 to 5 days. So, if there are still things that you are working on or planning to work on, this is the best time, guys, for the 2023 batch graduates, also for the 24 batch graduates, right? You guys still have a lot of time in hand, but it would be awesome if you start working on internships and start exploring what is out there, and start working on upskilling yourself. By the way, if there are any 2024 batch graduates watching the live session right now, or if you happen to know any of them, please let them know that a lot of companies have come up with internship opportunities for the 24 batch also. So you can just go to the Instagram link in the description below, tap there, head over to your respected account and check out what is happening on our Instagram to get latest updates on hirings, as well as what is important in the market to get a good placement, or get a placement at your dream company. So make sure that you guys are checking that out. And I guess we have covered everything that was important, for Capgemini specifically, or for placement preparations for 2023 batch in general, right, Nuru?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
definitely.
Let's, also take a few questions from the chat. Guys, if you have any questions, please drop them in the chat below. We are live for a few more minutes, then we will be wrapping up this session. So we will also be answering your questions from the chat. So if you have any, please drop them below. By the way, the team is already responding in the live chat. So I guess you guys must have already asked your questions. But if you have any questions for Nrup, for me, related to Capgemini, placements, anything, please drop them in the chat below. All right. So a lot of people have asked your profile. Nrup, can you please let us know your profile
Profile means my branch,
role?
role, analyst.
Okay.
I have selected for analyst. Yeah.
All right, so there you have it, guys. Faizan, I hope Dhruv has now answered your question. So, if you have any other question, also please drop them in the chat below. Himaja is asking on-campus drives. Yes, Dhruv got a placement at Capgemini via an on-campus drive only. But there are a lot of off-campus and on-campus drives. And if I'm not wrong, Capgemini is already conducting the examinations in a lot of colleges as of now. So if Capgemini is a company that visits your college, please talk to your college authorities. If you've already applied for it, please start your preparations right away, because Nurup's entire applying to the drive and then getting shortlisted for it happened within 15 to 20 days. It was a very quick process from Capgemini's end. So if there are people watching in here, who have applied for Capgemini, who want to prepare for it, please do not waste any times. And you never know when you'll get your test scheduled, how many days you'll have in hand. So please don't waste any time. And by the way, we are also running free YouTube video series on our YouTube itself. So you can start your preparations for Capgemini if you haven't, started already, or if there are any things that you want to refer to, please visit the playlist. We just went live before this, and we will be going live approximately at 6 every day for the next few days. So make sure that you're subscribed to the channel and you're watching the live sessions. And let's see if there are other questions that people want us to answer. All right, Devakar is asking how many selected from those who gave senior analyst interview. So, Devakar, I would like to answer this question for you. Basically, the hiring numbers have changed here, in the recent times. As you, if again, if you are a Prepinsta Prime user, or maybe you are connected to us on our Instagram, you must have already received updates where we constantly post how much shift is there from the previous year to this year for many companies in terms of the placement ratio that is ongoing. So there are a lot of companies who who have delayed their onboarding process for on campus and on off campus drives, and basically there is a lot of it going in the market. So I would suggest that you come to our Instagram, have a look at our stories, have a look at our recent posts, and that would be much more helpful for you, because you would be able to get actual figures and ratios as to what is happening in the market and receive updates for it, because it seems like you have asked this question a lot of times and you're really looking for an answer. So please come to our Instagram. The link is already shared in the live chat as well as in the description below. Please tap on it, come to our Instagram, visit the post and stories, and DM us if there are any things that you want to ask us. So again, a lot of question again for the profile already answered. Uh, I think there are just repeated questions again. The same things have been asked a lot of times. Shubham is asking, to Capgemini hire BCA graduates? Shubham, if you are looking for drives as a BCA grad, please come to Prepinsta 2023 or come to Prepinsta.off campus. You can find a lot of job updates there, and just go through the slides. You will see the eligibility criteria there as well, because we simplify it very much for you guys. So you have the convenience of just coming to an Instagram page, seeing that there is a hiring ongoing, see what is the eligibility criteria for it, and simply follow the steps to apply. The same goes for Prepinsta Prime. We have simplified it for you as much as possible, just to make sure that you just have to visit the platform, make plan out everything, or maybe refer to our roadmaps and tracks that we have posted on Prep Insta Prime as well as on our Instagram, to to plan out your activity in terms of your preparation and how to prepare and what to prepare first and what to prepare later on. Start your preparations accordingly. All the material is there in a structured way at one single place, so make sure that you're checking out Weapons Prime as well. The link is again in the description as well as in the live chat below. uh, Ridhima is asking, Nrup, I would like that you take up this question. Any advice for first year students? So, as a first year grad, what should Ridhima be focusing on?
So for first year,
Very sorry. I think there is some electricity issue here, and that will be fixed in a moment, guys. I'm so sorry for that. Please continue, Nrup.
yeah, so for first year students, just first enjoy the first year of your college and do whatever you think you like to do in the college, and just go good with academics, clear all the subjects, start learning some skills which have value in the market, like machine learning, Power BI, Tableau. Learn tools which will help you to differentiate you from the other crowd, and which will help you to get hired in the company. So start learning skills.
Yeah.
So
So
that's
very
it.
good answer there. Very good suggestion there, Nirub. I hope Ridhima finds it helpful. And Ridhima, if you want to start your preparations, or you're wondering what are your options out there, please give us a call on 844-844-0710. The number is again in the live chat. Everything is in the live chat. Please have a look at it. And the team is doing a very good job there, sharing all the important details. So give a call to us, and you can talk to our team. You can consult what are the options that you can explore, and we would be more than happy to suggest what is best for you. And again, there are a lot of repeated questions. Shubham is saying thanks for answering, and welcome from the both of us, Shubham. We hope we were able to help you. And I guess that's it. We have covered all the questions that were there. If there are still questions that you guys want to ask us, please give us a call on 844-844-0710, or maybe come to our Instagram. We would love to help you out. And if there are any parts of this particular session that you have missed, or if you want to share this session with somebody who is appearing for Capgemini or is from the 2023 batch looking for some motivation, and I hope Nrup's entire journey would be able to motivate them too. This video would be available as as a video on our channel, so this live session you can just rewatch it as many times as you want and share it with a friend as well. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for coming to the channel, Europe. It was so good to have you here, and we hope that you could do really good in the upcoming challenges that you have in front of you. And just come to our Instagram again, help out the community there. We have people have already loved you here on our YouTube. So if you want to if you guys want Dhruv to be back on the channel, please let us know in the comments. We would love to have him back here. And Dhruv, is there something that you would like to say before we close the session?
Yeah. Just thank you, Shivangi, for inviting me for this seminar. Thank you, Prepnista, Atulya sir, for creating such a wonderful platform which is providing such good quality knowledge for students at very less price, less and affordable price. And thank you, all the audience, for hearing me patiently. And yes, that's it. Thank you.
I'm certain that you were able to help out a lot of people out there, and especially people from the mechanical background. Guys, please rewatch this video if you have missed it, and we will be back live with a lot more interview sessions for you guys. And do let us know in the comments if you want us to come up with a particular company's interview experience session. We would love to do that for you, and we would be going live with our trainers tomorrow again at 6 p.m. For Capgemini. So if you're preparing for Capgemini, make sure that you're subscribed to the channel and you check the notifications, and maybe tap on the bell thing as well, so that you receive notifications whenever there is a video uploaded or whenever there is a live session, because you will always just come and ask your questions and study along with the community and learn more. So thank you for joining, and see you.
Thank you.